What's up, guys? Today we're going to be sculpting Bluey out of Polymer Clay. This one's the vinyl toy, and we're going to be recreating the cutest rectangle on the internet. The first thing we want to do is make sure we have the right colors. No matter what, you want to make sure you condition your clay or it will break when you bend it. So that means rubbing it in between your hands, or if you have a machine like I do, I prefer to use that for big amounts of clay especially. Now that we've got all our colors prepped, it's time to make her body. So since she's a rectangle, we want to use some aluminum foil and roll it to the shape of her body so we can put the clay around it. So here's what mine ended up looking like. You do not have to do this step if you want to just use clay, but this is helpful if you want to save clay. If you're finding you don't have enough clay like I just did, I'm going to use the excess clay that wasn't the right color to wrap this first and then do it again with the correct color. Make sure when you're wrapping it with the correct color though that you don't see any air bubbles, because when it's in the oven that will warp your sculpture. The heat makes it bubble and it doesn't look good. I typically bake my sculptures 2 to 3 times each because once I'm happy with one component I want to save that basically. So I'll bake it once and then once it's cool continue with the next step. You might notice that you see little flecks of dust and things. An easy way to clean those off is to use a Q-tip and acetone, or nail polish remover, and just gently brush it until it comes off. Usually I wait to do that until the end because more dust is going to accumulate on it and what's on your fingers accumulates. So just try to do it as you go, but definitely right before you bake it. So I'm using the ball tool here to kind of smooth out where I'm going to put her teeth and her tongue. Definitely one of the most useful tools. An X-Acto knife is what I'm using for cutting out the shape that will be her nose. Kind of trying to shape that over the nose that I sculpted onto her face. And you can see it gets a little messy because it's so thin, but the Q-tip method really works for smoothing stuff out too. So I've added her nose and I'm painting her mouth now, the dark part of it. I use Deco Art Americana for my paint. They have a few metallic colors too that I really like. So here I'm adding her tummy, which is another lighter blue rolled out. Adding her tongue. The X-Acto knife is what I use to make that little crease. And here's where I'm making her ears. This is one of the silicone tools that I use. It's cone shaped and it's the same one I use for making pony ears. It's one of my favorites for sure. This entire process you see is, I had to do it twice because my son decided to come in and smush the ears and the eyes and everything was a mess. So this is the first attempt and the second one I did not record. But there are her little eyebrows, her little tail. I just smushed the light blue with the dark blue together and kind of rolled them and shaped the tail with a silicone tool. My camera stopped working yesterday, so I will make sure to record bingo when I create her, but this is the finished product. Comparison to the vinyl toy. I think she's pretty cute. What do you think?